The Trump administration is slashing funding for an outreach program that helps people sign up for health coverage under the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services announced on Tuesday that it would provide only $10 million for the Navigator program for this fall's open enrollment season. This program funds nonprofit groups, grassroots groups that are instrumental in helping people to choose the right coverage, fill out applications, and answer questions. So this past year, Navigators, they only received $36 million in funding, and that was down from $63 million in 2016.
So they cut it almost in half.
Almost in half, and now it's getting a further cut. So this is even more of the kneecapping that's being done to Obamacare at the hands of the Trump administration.
Yeah, it looks like they're using backdoor strategies to get done what they felt impossible between 2009 and 2016.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's repealing the law, via vote through Congress.
Right. Repeal it.
Yeah.
We're going to get it.
Like, what was the reason they used for why they wanted to get rid of the Navigator program? Like, what was like the reason they used?
They said that pretty much it was not effective. They said that they enrolled less than 1% of consumers who signed up for 2018 coverage in 34 states using the federal exchange.
And I think one thing they also said was it's an established marketplace anyway, and people already know about it.
Right.
So it's like it doesn't need any more funding, because part of the funding went to like advertising as well,
right?
Like to promote it.
And they cut that too.
And they cut that part too.
Right.
But see, my thing is that was one of the main reasons. And if you're going to bullshit, like use more than one reason, or use more than two reasons to bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Use multiple bullshit reasons.
Yeah.
Because if an established marketplace and public knowledge that a product exists is enough, then how come I can turn on the television or watch a Facebook or YouTube video without ad blocking, and I can still see commercials from McDonald's, Snickers, I think that's like the Mars company. I can still see beer commercials. I can still see AT&T commercials, Coca-Cola commercials. So if the marketplace, or being in an established marketplace, or people knowing about it, it was justification for taking away funding from the advertisements of the Navigator program, then why do those companies still advertise? Coca-Cola's been around for what, 100 years? They still spend $12 billion on advertising. Yeah. McDonald's has been around for 70 years. They're around the same. So to me, that doesn't even make sense. And like in addition, they form sponsorships with companies that don't sell products like they do, like the NBA and the NFL.
Which is advertising.
Now, the situation was like that for the ACA, they may have a case. If the marketplace establishment for the ACA was like that, where it was, billboards too. Billboards everywhere. So you saw it everywhere.
See, and that's the one key difference, because the companies that you're rattling off, like Snickers and, beer companies and McDonald's, no matter if you see them on TV or not, most likely they're in your community. They're in your city. They're in your face.
That's a good point. So even without the advertising, they're on every block or every billboard or every highway sign.
No doubt.
So they actually have an established marketplace, and even though they do, they still spend billions on advertising. How much did you say they took away? From 2016, it was 63 million in 2016. Then 2017 went down to 36 million. Just million. Yeah. Just million, not billions like these corporations spend.
And now it's going to be down to 10 million.
10 million.
So just like you're saying, all these companies, like I said, they have a presence inside these communities, and they still do like millions and millions of dollars in funding. Now, when you're talking about the ACA, Obamacare, I don't care how long it's been active. I don't care how long it's been here. Healthcare is a very difficult field to be proficient in. Even people inside the insurance industry. Like, you have to go through, training every single year because things can change all the time. Things can change on the plan. Things can change with eligibility, everything. So you're telling me, like, these people that are signing up, you think they're proficient with what's going on in the healthcare market and what's going on with their current plan, or if it's ending, or if they need to sign with something else? That's why this Navigator program is so essential, because it helps people just navigate that road.
And it was meant to help, mostly like people in like rural areas,
no doubt,
and then older people,
elderly people,
no
doubt.
And like you said, even people within the healthcare industry have a hard time navigating through all the different changes.
Right.
And I think that's the main point. Change. Like, when something changes, I do think it's necessary for the government to, take energy and efforts, or put energy and efforts into making sure the public understands and knows about these changes. How else would they know?
But you see, the effort by the government, well, one, again, advertising is being slashed, but the government will send out letters. Now, how effective do you think these letters are going to be? Like, when you're actually just sending a letter to a customer, one, they might not even get it. Two, if they do get it, they might not open it. And if they do open it and read it, are they understanding what is, what is being explained to them? How can you even be sure that they're understanding it? There's no way. Now, if you actually get somebody that knows what they're talking about in front of customers, in front of these consumers, then that's a more efficient process. Navigators applying for funding will also be encouraged to show how they will educate people about the newly expanded alternatives to Obamacare, such as association health plans and short-term health plans. The Trump administration is making it easier for Americans to sign up for these policies, which many experts say will weaken Obamacare by siphoning off younger and healthier enrollees. These alternative plans don't have to provide all of the Affordable Care Act's consumer protections.
See, if the motive was to, create a better healthcare system than the ACA, man, I'd be all for that. It would be all good, but
okay,
this is not the case here.
No. What we've heard, like, this is going back months. This is around the time of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Before that, when, all throughout last year, they were trying to repeal Obamacare, repeal and replace the skinny repeal, just repeal it in its entirety, all of these different things. And once they, I guess once they finally got to the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, and they were able to kill off the individual mandate, they, Trump and the administration was saying that, there's lots of short-term health plans that people can sign up for.
Mm-hmm.
And again, these health plans will not have the same coverages as what's available in the ACA.
What do they call them? Skinny health plans? Yeah. Like skinny plans?
They're short-term health plans. For people that are very healthy, for young people, maybe it's good for you. Yeah, like maybe you just need something for a couple months, something like that. Yeah, maybe that's good for you. But for people that actually need their healthcare and they use their healthcare plans, it's not a good idea.
Well, that's the point. They are kind of trying to draw healthier people to those skinny plans. Right. And guess what's going to happen to the healthcare market that those other people are in? Naturally, the premiums are going to go up.
No doubt.
So then what happened to the ACA?
It's virtually killed. I mean, like, not officially,
but like, kind of. And what's their motive behind killing it? It's not really about the ACA or the ACA being insufficient or not being good enough to fulfill the healthcare needs of the American people. It's not about that. It's not about the ACA not being good.
What is it about?
It's about them trying to destroy any blueprint of a future healthcare system that provides access. Mm-hmm. They're just trying to sabotage any blueprint.
Right.
The ACA is definitely not perfect because it doesn't really stabilize the markets. But again, what they're trying to do is make anything that is even close to a good system look bad. They're trying to destroy any blueprint, but acting like they didn't have anything to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like taking the wheels off of a car and taking an engine out and saying like, oh, see, I mean, I told you that thing didn't work.
Yeah, exactly right. And again, like you said at the beginning, if this was all an effort to support something that was better than the
It'll
ACA,
be all good. I would love it.
Nobody would have a negative word to say about it, but we haven't seen anything that was better. Right? Short-term health plans, nobody in the world would try to compare a short-term health plan to what the ACA provides.
I thought you about to start singing. Nobody knows.